Hello, all of you sanctimonious, sea-dwelling shitheads of the world. My name is Eliza Pancakes, and I am your delightful hostess with the mostest of Hear What's in the Fucking Bag. And you'll never guess who this episode's eliminated loser is. You'll never guess. You'll never guess. Even in your wildest fantasies, you'll never guess. Fantasia Fontaine, my dear, I've said this maybe only once this season. I am legitimately, genuinely shocked that you did not make it all the way. I'm like so in shock over that. Like, what happened? How did you get your ass kicked out and sent here so quickly?
Well, Eliza, I guess it boils down to fate and circumstance, and I didn't get an outstanding role that was going to set me apart from the rest of the queens. That's just how the cookie crumbles.
I understand that when you're in the moment and roles are being doled out to the different, like, teammates, it can be, like, intimidating to try to, like, speak up and, like, demand a good part from the team captain. Because let's be honest, those bitches are all in business for themselves, and they're going to give themselves the best parts. We've seen that already. This season, last season, this season. But it's a recurring meme at this point. It's never going to go away. So I get it. But I would assume you would at least put up a little bit of resistance to at least try to avoid getting a shitty background part that wasn't going to put you in the bottom.
There actually was a lot going on that you didn't get to see. Conversations were had with the team captains, and they were pretty much set in what their vision was going to happen.
Girl, it's the post-elimination after talk show. There's no reason to vague book, say the names, spill the tea. We already know that Cyanide was your team captain, and the two of you already kind of had a little bit of beef on like the season premiere where she was assigning out roles the very first time, and you kind of called her out on it, and she like downplayed it. So I'm guessing there was a little bit of that.
I am not trying to throw any of the queens under the bus. They're my sisters, but there's only so much you can do with a limited part. I know the saying is, no small roles, only small actors. However, how was I ever going to win the maxi with less than a minute of screen time and only one line of spoken dialogue?
Oh, totally. I totally get that. It falls on the shoulders of the actor to take the part and turn it out. I totally get that. However, like you just said, how can you turn it out when you're being given one tiny piss-ass little fucking forgettable part that no one is going to care about? Of course you're going to be in the bottom. And then they put you in the bottom against Yoshka, which, to be fair, from that point, we've not really seen her actually lip sync, so we didn't really know all that well where her abilities laid. So she was kind of like a dark horse, but she was very like haughty and confident about it. I think it would have been fair if you were put in the bottom against Madison. I think you could have won against Madison because, you know, the finale's been out and everything. We know how it ends. And I've seen Madison lip sync, and spoiler alert, she sucks. Anyway, Fantasia, let's take a deep dive. What did you bring for us? What's in that bag of yours? Let's dive in head first. Now, this dress here is what you got sent home in, which was, I think, wasn't Dazzling Divas, that was episode before where the double elimination losers. Oh, this must have been Dress to Empress. Now, I will point out that it doesn't really look Imperial, it doesn't look like Empress. And I know that Morgan always does some sort of fucking stupid wordplay with the runways, like, fat to impart or whatever, but this doesn't really look like royalty to me. It looks like Hollywood, it looks like high fashion, but it doesn't look like, you know, what the runway category is implying. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, well, I will say that you accessorized pretty well. Not too much, not too little. I remember the hair was on point. Mug always on point. The earrings were on point, which, of course, aren't shown here on the mannequin. Little bracelet, the shoes. This is honestly would have been perfect for the Green with Envy runway, which was actually the next episode, Snatch Game. You were that close to being Snatch Game, Fantasia, and we're robbed. Speaking of robberies, who would you have portrayed for Snatch Game? Inquiring minds want to know.
I was going to portray Jack K. Harry, but as like her Sandra character from 227.
Oh my god, I love 227. I love J.K. Harry in that. And Marla Gibbs. And Helen Martin as Pearl. Oh, my favorite character. You know, I love all these fictitious black comedies. Like, you know, The Fresh Prince and Sister and Family Matters, you know, where they LARP as like being a white family in a white suburban neighborhood. You know, I am here for it, honey. I am here for it. Like, you know, it's fake, it's a fantasy, it's not real. No one actually lives that lifestyle. Let them have their 15 minutes of fame, I say. You know, let Black History Month be every fucking month. You know, why not? Why not?
That's kind of an odd reaction, but whatever.
You know, Fantasia, I'm just gonna point out the elephant in the room. You know, some past guests have made like the subtle implication that I might be the R word, the hard R word, and that is completely false. I married a black man, okay? That is the exact opposite of racist, okay? It is like, it proves that there is no racism involved, okay? Like, the only color I see is green, which is the color of money. And like you're such a cool person. Like, you would be sitting here discussing like fashion with a hard R person, right?
I don't know, Eliza. If it was one of my fellow black queens from the season, then I tend to believe their word over yours. Plus, you get very defensive whenever someone mentions BLM even in passing, which isn't a good look.
Okay, look, I said I wasn't going to get political, but I'm just going to say it for the record so everyone will shut the fuck up about it and stop bringing it up. The Bureau of Land Management has been harassing me and my family for months now because apparently they're under the impression that my house is on valuable property, aka protected property, which actually means that there's probably like, you know, gold, like liquid gold, aka oil in there, and they're greedy as hell, and you know, they want to like deprive the natives of what belongs to them. And so I'm doing a good thing, Fantasia, by not selling and not caving to them, and by not answering their calls or returning their mail. So yeah, that's the whole BLM thing in a nutshell.
Nuts is definitely right.
Anyway, enough about my problems, Fantasia. Let's get back to the topic at hand, because we still got 2 more dresses to look at. Let's look at this next one here. Another black slimming shortcut number from a stunning queen. I'm not sure what this would have been worn for, but I like it nonetheless.
This would have been for the lip sync spectacular.
Oh, alright, okay. I can see it. I can see you on there waltzing around, doing some dance moves, looking elegant. This is the most elegant looking lip sync outfit I have seen for the lip sync spectacular. And I've seen it already. I've seen the whole season already. And there's a lot of good looks. Luminous looked good. Madison surprisingly looked good. Again, robbed. Robbed is the word that comes to my mind, because I feel like you would have been a shoo-in to make it for the finale, to be locked in for that, and we were deprived of seeing you, you know, enthrall us on stage with your dancing and looking good at the same time, which you have no problem doing that.
Thanks, I guess.
Now, Fantasia, you can think whatever you want to think of me, regardless if it's based upon your own experience with me or what your friends have said about me behind my back. You have what it takes to be a winner, and honestly, I think that it's such a tragedy that you didn't make it far, and in looking the part is half of being a magical queen, and people take this for granted. Like, that's what this whole, like, after show talk show experience is all about. It's about talking about the fashion, what you did, what you would have done. And if like the audience can't get that, Fantasia, if even the judges can't get that, then there's just no saving the show. Now, looking at this last dress here, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that this would have been worn for like the finale or somewhere around there, the Golden Glamazons look. Another, again, robbed, another lost what could have been look from you. You even accessorized it, the shoes, the bracelet. I'm assuming you would have had some nice earrings, hair done up, the mug on point. Fantasia, looking at this lost, shoulda, coulda, woulda look, how do you feel? What emotions, feelings does it evoke in you?
It's definitely melancholic. Like there's an undertone of sadness there. I actually love this look and was so excited to showcase it for everyone on the show, but I got cut a few episodes before it could happen. That being said, I don't really harbor any ill will towards Cyanide for assigning me the role or feel resentment towards the queens who will make it to the finale.
Wow, Fantasia, that is just, wow, so brave, so stunning, so demure, but also very mindful, so very buzzwordy. I'm just so glad that you're taking everything in stride, because if it were me, I would have probably burnt the whole place to the ground, and I probably would have killed my rival queens and their whole families. Anyway, we're very, like, close to the end of the show. Is there anything you want to say to, like, your worldwide acclaimed fan base before we go?
Yeah, actually, I did a little sleuthing beforehand. And why are you on the KKK mailing list?
Well, had you been paying attention and actually looked closer, you would have seen that it was actually the Kim, Khloe, and Kourtney Kardashian fan club list, of which I'm actually a founder and a member, just like the Hair Club for Men. I'm not a founder or member of Hair Club for Men, by the way. Or women, because I don't have a receding hairline because I'm not thinning or balding. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. Tune in next week as I'm joined by special guests Hulk Hogan and Reverend Al Sharpton as we have a special debate about intersectionality. In the squared circle, the ring at SmackDown! Oh, this is going to be a fun one to watch.